No one saw it coming. After months of silence, rumors, and speculation, Jamie Dornan finally appeared, and what he revealed left both Hollywood and his fans completely stunned. The Irish actor, known for his charm and humility, stood on stage during a small but exclusive event in London. Dressed simply in a dark suit, his usual calm demeanor carried something different this time, a sense of excitement, almost relief. And then, with a smile that fans hadn't seen in a long while, Jamie spoke the words that would light up social media across the world. "It's time. I've got something really special to share with you all." In an instant, the room filled with anticipation. Everyone leaned forward. For months, tabloids had speculated about Jamie's next move. Was he taking a break? Retiring? Dealing with personal issues? But what came next shattered all the gloomy rumors. With genuine emotion, Jamie announced that he had finally finished working on a deeply personal project, something that wasn't about fame, fortune, or Hollywood glamour. It was about passion. It was about rediscovery. "This one means a lot to me," he said. "I poured my heart into it, and I think fans will see a different side of me." While he didn't reveal every detail, insiders quickly confirmed that Jamie's good news was twofold: a brand new film that he co-produced, and the launch of his long-awaited collaboration with his wife, Amelia Warner. The two have quietly been working together on a project that blends music, storytelling, and emotion, something completely different from anything he's done before. Within minutes of the announcement, the internet exploded. Hashtags like #JamieDornanReturns and #GoodNewsJamie began trending across Twitter and Instagram. Fans posted reactions filled with tears, excitement, and pride. One wrote, "Finally, he's back and better than ever. We've waited so long for this." Another said, "Jamie Dornan never disappoints. This is exactly what we needed right now." But beyond the frenzy, there was something special about how Jamie delivered the news. This wasn't a polished PR stunt. This was real, heartfelt, vulnerable, and hopeful. As he continued speaking, Jamie reflected on the last few years of his life, the ups and downs, the challenges that tested him both personally and professionally. "It's been a journey," he admitted softly. "There were moments when I doubted myself, when I didn't know if I still had the same fire. But sometimes, stepping back helps you find what truly matters again." That honesty struck a chord with everyone listening. After years of intense work, from global fame in 50 Shades of Grey to acclaimed performances in The Fall and Belfast, Jamie had reached a point where the spotlight began to feel too heavy. But instead of fading away, he chose to rebuild himself quietly, away from the noise. Now, this announcement marked not just a comeback, but a new chapter. Those close to Jamie say this moment has been a long time coming. He's been through so much growth, a friend shared. This project isn't just work for him, it's healing. It's him saying, "I'm still here, and I still have something to give." At the event, when asked what inspired him to return now, Jamie smiled and said something that melted everyone's hearts. "My fans. They've been patient, supportive, and kind, even when I went quiet. I wanted to give them something that comes from the most honest place I know." It was clear that this wasn't just a career milestone, it was personal redemption. After the announcement, Jamie's team released an emotional statement on his behalf. "This new chapter isn't about reinvention. It's about coming home to who I really am." Those words resonated deeply with fans who had followed his journey from the early modeling days to becoming one of Hollywood's most respected actors. For many, Jamie Dornan has always been more than just a celebrity. He's a symbol of resilience, vulnerability, and quiet strength. As the evening came to a close, Jamie thanked the crowd one last time, his voice thick with emotion. "It feels good to share happiness again," he said. "And I can't wait for what's next." The crowd rose in applause. Cameras flashed. The internet roared. But for Jamie Dornan, this wasn't about trending hashtags or viral clips. It was about a man who had learned to breathe again, who had walked through uncertainty and returned with something beautiful to share. And as one journalist perfectly summed it up that night, Hollywood may have been holding its breath, but Jamie Dornan just reminded us all. Good things are always worth the wait. The room was still buzzing from Jamie Dornan's announcement. But as he stepped away from the spotlight that evening, those who knew him best understood that the real story wasn't just about a new film or a creative project. It was about rebirth. For years, Jamie had quietly fought to balance fame and authenticity. To the world, he was the Hollywood heartthrob, the man who could command any screen with a glance. But behind the camera, he was simply Jamie. A father, a husband, a man searching for peace in a life that never truly slowed down. That's why this good news meant more than fans could imagine. It wasn't just about success, it was about recovery. About finally allowing himself to celebrate again. In a follow-up interview days later, Jamie explained the deeper meaning behind his announcement. Sitting comfortably, his usual guarded demeanor softened as he said, "This project saved me in a way. I was in a place where I felt lost, like I'd done everything people expected of me, but I wasn't sure what I wanted anymore." He paused, then smiled gently. "Then one day, I sat down with Amelia and we started talking about what really makes us happy, not as artists, but as people. That's where it began." It turns out, the new project wasn't born in a boardroom or on a film set. It began at home, in the quiet moments between Jamie and Amelia. The two started creating something together, music, storytelling, and emotion intertwined. A way to connect again not only with their audience but with each other. "Working with Amelia felt natural," Jamie said. "We've always been creative in our own ways, but this time, it wasn't about chasing perfection. It was about honesty." Amelia, who is known for her poetic compositions and cinematic music, reportedly encouraged Jamie to open up through art, to let go of control and trust the process. "He's always been so careful, so protective of his emotions," she shared in a rare comment. But once he started creating from a place of truth, something shifted. He became lighter. And fans could feel that shift too. When the trailer for his new project was quietly released online, the response was overwhelming. Millions of views within hours. The comment sections filled with love. "This is the Jamie Dornan we've been waiting for. He looks happier, freer, more himself. You can tell this came from his heart." But Jamie's journey to this moment wasn't easy. He admitted that before starting this new chapter, he had gone through one of the toughest periods of his life. "There were days I didn't feel inspired," he said. "Days when I questioned whether I still had something left to give." Those words hit home for many fans, because they'd watched him navigate fame, family, and criticism with grace. Yet, few realized how much pressure he carried beneath it all. In the same interview, Jamie revealed a turning point, a quiet evening at home when his daughters asked him to play guitar. "They wanted me to sing," he recalled, laughing softly. "I hadn't done it in years. But as soon as I started, they joined in, and suddenly, it hit me. That's what it's all about. Creating joy, not performing, just being." That moment reignited something inside him. He realized that creativity wasn't about expectation. It was about connection. That revelation became the heartbeat of his new work. Jamie described it beautifully. "This isn't just a comeback. It's a reminder that no matter how far you go, the things that truly matter, family, love, purpose, always pull you back." Even Hollywood took notice. Directors, producers, and fellow actors have publicly praised his courage to take risks and redefine success on his own terms. "Jamie has always had depth," one co-star said. "But now, you can feel his soul in everything he does." As fans eagerly await the official release, Jamie remains grounded. He doesn't talk about awards or box office numbers, only gratitude. "If people feel even a fraction of what I felt making this," he said, "that's more than enough." Before ending the interview, he shared one final message for his fans, the people who had supported him through every stage of his journey. "I want to thank everyone who never gave up on me. You've been patient, loyal, and kind. This is my way of saying thank you, for letting me grow, for letting me change." He smiled, that familiar glimmer in his eyes returning once more. I'm excited again. And I can't wait for what's next." And just like that, Jamie Dornan, the man who once hesitated to speak, to dream, to create, had given Hollywood something it desperately needed: hope. Because sometimes, the biggest surprises don't come from grand announcements or headlines. They come from a heart that refuses to stop believing. As one fan perfectly put it online, "Jamie didn't just give us good news. He gave us a reason to smile again." And for a world that's always rushing, maybe that's the best kind of news of all.